Hey, it's Chris Schneider, and this is your Lake Area High School Basketball Coaches Show, brought to you by the great folks at COMC, Central Ozarks Medical Center, Hy-Vee, Lake of the Ozarks, and Sir Dyke Yamaha. Today, we'll get to know a little bit about the Eldon Mustangs as we talk with head coach Corey Casey. So welcome to the Lake Area High School Basketball Coaches Show, and as we make a tour of all the local teams today, we get to know about the Eldon Mustangs. We talk with head coach Corey Casey. Coach, thanks for taking the time to join us. We sure appreciate it.
It's my pleasure.
Excellent.
Appreciate you having us join you.
So it's year number 2 for you with the Eldon Mustangs, and year number 1, it was a tough one last year.
Well, it definitely was. When you only win 3 games on the year, it's not an easy situation. We knew coming in.
Appreciate those wins.
It really does. We knew coming in that it was going to be a challenging season last year. Just coming in, I knew that there was going to be a lot of opportunity to change the culture and to kind of set things the way that we wanted to see them go, to see success down the road. Building a program is not easy, and it doesn't happen overnight. And I think, as well as my other coaches and the people around the program, we saw a lot of positive things. And the record wasn't great, but we saw a lot of attitude shift, a lot of things changing in the right direction. And the kids that are back with us this year, that were here last year, they're bought in, they're thinking the right way, and we're excited about where we're headed. So.
Absolutely, and I know Lake TV did several of your games last year, and being able to talk with the head coaches on the other side, they were all impressed with the program that you're putting together here. So it's got to be kind of good to know that you're getting that respect from the outside. That
is good. I didn't know that people were talking about that or noticing that, but that's neat to hear, and it's appreciative because we are trying really hard to do things the right way. I've been involved in the past in some successful programs, and then I've been around some that aren't, and so we're trying to do the things that I feel that make a successful program. And I really am thankful for the kids that we have. We've got a tremendous good group of kids that are working hard, and they're buying into what we're feeding them, and it's going to take some time, but we're moving in the right direction, and it's good to know that that's noticeable to those that kind of have an eye for the game.
Absolutely, and for the folks that don't know about your background, you've had some pretty good success coaching. You won a state tournament in Texas a few years ago, and you've actually coached internationally, so you've got quite a bit of experience. When you talk about coaching, you kind of know what you're doing.
Well, yes, sir. I've been in and out of the game for 20 years. I've done a variety of different things, anywhere from pastoring to mission work to teaching and coaching. And so I started here in 1999. I was assistant coach at the School of the Osage, and that's where I got my feet wet under Coach Don Buffington. And I coached in Texas in a high school. We happened to win state, and that was a long time ago, 2003. But and then I served 5 years overseas, and I coached internationally overseas. And it's good to be back. It's been a long time since I've been the head coach. Last year was my first time back as a head coach in several years. But it's good to be back, and the passion never leaves. It comes back when you get around those kids.
Yeah, absolutely. And this year has been a strange year in every way because COVID has affected everything, and I'm sure it's affected the way that you've had to get your team ready for the season.
It's had its effects, on everyone, and it's no different with our basketball team. We've had to be cautious with that. We've had, one day you might have several kids, and one day you might have 4 or 5 kids that are quarantined, and so practices kind of shift. Yep. And you might have your whole team one day, and you might have half of them or 3/4 of them the next, and so that's made an impact. We recently, right now, have our JV and varsity team have had some effects of that. We've had to miss practices because of that, and hopefully in the next week we're going to have everybody back strong and move forward. So we're excited about the future. The boys are ready to go, and looking forward to what's in store.
Absolutely. Okay. This is your Lake Area High School Basketball Coaches Show. We're focusing on the Eldon Mustangs, and this is brought to you by the wonderful folks at COMC, Central Ozarks Medical Center, Sir Dyke Yamaha, and Hy-Vee, Lake of the Ozarks. So last year you struggled. You got 3 wins. You look to build on that this year? Are you looking for bigger things this year, or is it going to be another tough year?
We're going to look to build on it, yes, sir. I mean, it's a growing process. We've got a lot of young guys. I've got a lot of sophomores in the program right now that have kind of stuck through it, and they're really growing. So, I mean, I've got some seniors coming back. I've got only two seniors that played a significant amount of time last year in Aidan Wells and PJ Bledsoe. I've got another one coming back, Jordan Hogan, that saw minutes last year. I've got a new senior that's playing for us this year named Kyler Rush that hasn't played varsity basketball yet. He's come out this year, and man, I'm really proud of what he's put forth. I think he's going to add a lot of strength to our guard position this year. And so, you know, a lot of young talent or talent that hasn't played yet, but I see a lot of great things in practice, and I see it gelling, and I think we're going to be competitive this year, very competitive, and we're going to fight really hard. And so I think the cohesiveness is coming along, and the stuff that we implemented last year in our system, the kids are 2 years into it now, and it's starting to gel. So we're excited about it.
Excellent. Okay, well, we'll have more with Eldon Mustangs head coach Corey Casey when we come back on your Lake Area High School Basketball Coaches Show right after this. What is COMC? A health center where everyone has access to high-quality, affordable medical, dental, and behavioral health care, regardless of insurance or ability to pay. Offering primary care, preventative, chronic, pediatrics, and OBGYN. COMC even offers comprehensive dental and same-day emergency care. A health center that focuses on every aspect of your health. Everything your family needs to stay healthy. At COMC, your health is our mission. Your time on the water is limited, and Hy-Vee in Osage Beach knows it. Let us do the shopping so you can maximize your lake time. With our Aisles online app, you can have your groceries delivered or ready for contactless pickup when you arrive to the lake. With all your grilling favorites, snacks, fresh produce, and home to the lake's largest wine, spirits, and beer department, your weekend at the lake starts with Hy-Vee in Osage Beach, where you'll find a helpful smile in every aisle.
With a nimble ride and an affordable price, owning an EX Series Wave Runner from Yamaha is a breeze. In fact, the hardest part about owning one is sharing. The incredibly reliable and unstoppably fun 2020 EX Series from Yamaha.
Visit Surdak Yamaha today in Osage Beach.
You ride on our reputation.
And welcome back to your Lake Area High School Basketball Coaches Show. We're focusing on the Eldon Mustangs today with head coach Corey Casey. So looking for better things this year after a struggle last year in your first season as head coach with the Mustangs. What's your strength? Is it defense? Is it offense? What do you think is going to be your power?
I think currently defense is something we're going to be depending on as our offense continues to flow. We have, offensively we have Aidan Wells, who was our second leading scorer last year. He had about 12 a game last year. He's back this year. We're expecting him to lead us, on our points. We're going to rely on him a lot with that. So we're going to be searching for others to step up to help us in the point category, and I think we have them. I think, like I said, Kyler, and we've got we got a young freshman that's going to step up this year. He's going to be one of our point guards that we're going to depend on, and then we've got some sophomores that are going to step in there too. So we're trying to figure out who's going to step in there to help us offensively along with Aidan. But defensively right now, I think we're looking, that's going to be our strong suit as our offense catches up with it.
Right, absolutely. So Tri-County Conference, pretty tough at the top, man. I mean, year after year, Blair Oaks is good. The Boone teams are always good. How are you seeing the conference playing out this year?
Just from my perspective of watching it last year and kind of having a feel of who's back this year, I mean, like as you said, Blair Oaks and Southern Boone and Booneville are, in my opinion, and I think others, the top echelon of the conference. And then, I think from then on down, depending on how teams perform and play and step up, I think 4 on down is up for grabs. And so we want to be in that fight, and I think that we can do it if we continue to gel together and work together. I think, anything can happen. I've been preaching to my kids, why not us? Why not us step in there and be one of those teams that pull off some upsets and make some people talk. And they're excited about the opportunity to see that happen.
Absolutely. Well, and you got some great rivalries in the conference, with Osage and Versailles being close. It's kind of fun to play them, and it looks like all those games might be pretty competitive this year.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. The thing we're preaching to our kids, I don't want them to get caught up. Of course, we want to win. But our past has not been one that's brought a lot of that recent years. So we're not trying to get caught up on that necessarily as far as the things in the game that we're doing well. And we break down certain things, like we want to draw so many charges a game. We want to rebound evenly with our opponents, and we want to get so many defensive stops in a row per game. And, those things right there we break down in games. And if we can pull those off, and we chart those things. And so, every little thing like that gives us a feeling of success. And if we can win the battle in those categories, we feel we have a good shot at winning the basketball game that we're in. And so that's kind of how we're breaking things down game by game to give them something to hold on to besides just the score at the end. And then I think if we do those things, we can see some W's on our side for sure.
Absolutely. Okay, so I've got some fun questions before we leave, all right? So what is your favorite Christmas song?
That would be Silent Night.
Silent Night?
Silent Night. I've always loved that song growing up, hearing it in church, and then, my parents would play that. And that just reminds me of be still and know that I am God, and I just want to hear that. So I kind of sit back and just reflect on.
How about your favorite Christmas movie?
That would be It's a Wonderful Life. I mean, hands down.
It's a good classic,
And I
right?
saw that on your sheet there, but I'm not copying because you said that. That is actually my favorite Christmas movie.
That is a good
Yes.
one, absolutely. How soon do you like to put up the decorations? Do you do that like before Thanksgiving, or do you wait?
Well, that's my wife is the one that does that. And she does that usually right after Thanksgiving. We put up the tree, and her and the kids really get into that. And I just kind of, if I get too involved, it kind of causes some conflict. So
I know that feeling.
I stay out of the way and let them have that.
But you're nice and tall. You can put the stars.
Well,
on
I'm
the
just
top
kind
of
of,
the tree.
yes, I'm the gopher with that. So
Absolutely.
I hang things where I need to hang them.
Would you rather spend Christmas on a hot, sunny beach or in the mountains in the snow?
Mountains in the snow,
Yeah.
easy,
Yeah.
easy answer, yes, sir.
Okay. Do you make New Year's resolutions?
Not really.
No.
I don't. I haven't been one to really do that. Yeah.
Okay. Not going to lose 20 pounds this year or
Hey,
whatever,
wait,
right?
I've tried it when I was younger, and it's
Didn't
never
work.
happened. So I try to be real with myself.
Is 2021 going to be a better year than 2020?
I pray so. I pray so. Personally and with my own family, I mean, we've grown together and with personal friends and stuff. So, in the big scheme of things, 2020 for everybody was a big, was difficult. But personally, we grew in that and learned some things about ourselves and the things about our walk with our faith and which my family is very deep in our faith, and God taught us a lot there. But I'm looking for a very good outlook in 2021, not just for our family, but for the community and for the school and for society in general.
Absolutely. 2020 was a rough year for a whole lot of people, that's for sure.
was.
So now you know a whole lot more about the Eldon Mustangs and head coach Corey Casey, and we will have several of the Mustangs games for you here on Lake TV this winter, so be sure to be looking for those games. Coach, we look forward to covering your team and talking to you before and after games and whatnot, so thank you so much for your time.
Well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it, Chris.
Absolutely. So that is your Lake Area High School Basketball Coaches Show, brought to you by COMC, Sir Yamaha, and Hy-Vee, Lake of the Ozarks.